It'll be number 99, Grace Cook, on the hump for the 5-0s of Oconomowoc's post 91. And once again, your starting lineup for Waupun, they will be the visitors. And it'll be Ava Vandezan, followed by Kylie Plime, Kaylee Westfall, Lexi Gerritsen, Ryan Babish, Amelia Jones, Hannah Beatty, Jalen Landell, the designated player for Aubrey Farley, who's in the flex and pitching, followed by the 9-hitter, Carly White.
Game 2 here from Jerry Meadema Field.
Double headers, the teams will switch. The visitor and home halves.
So just double checking here. It looks like
working again. Waupun will be visitors.
See if I can losing a little bit of bandwidth here. So see if I'm dropping any frames yet. I don't see any that specifically are dropping. So that's good to see that that's not happening.
And then your starting lineup for post 91 Oconomowoc will be number 12, Lacey Griswold. She'll be in center field. Number 23, Ella Tower, will be at short. Grace Cook will be pitching. And then I'll let you do the rest while I get everything rolling here on the PA.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Jeff, again, for helping out and get this stuff taken care of.
In the Waupun half of the first. Right fielder number 9, Ava Vandezan.
Not sure what's happening here with some YouTube stuff, but it looks like we are ready to go. It says it's not receiving enough video, which I don't know how that's not possible, but we shall see what happens. So starting things off here for Waupun, it's going to be Ava Vandezan once again. Number 9 in the left field. First pitch is in there for a ball, I believe. I didn't see Austin call it. 7:25 here for the first pitch. Northeast at 10, and it says 68 on my thing. What did you have, Jeff?
66.
66. I like that better. That's what it feels like.
That's that northeast wind.
That's going to be hit. Foul.
Yeah, if you want to be real specific, the real field's 64.
There we go. There's a wind chill tonight.
Yeah, a little.
1-1 is the count. And once again, as you mentioned before, Austin Armgood's going to be behind the plate this time. And I think when I was talking to Randy, they both have majority of games for the post 210 ladies here at home. It's going to be hit up into the air, and it's going to drop. Touch foul because the catcher was in foul territory. So luckily for that, the backspin was able to catch it, but popped straight up into the air. Vandezan took off like she was supposed to. 2-2 is the count to Ava. She's trying to get things rolling here for post 210. That's on the ground. 3-2 full count.
In the last game, Ava had was 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. So hopefully a little more success in a leadoff position this game.
Fouled off. Yeah, it's interesting. It would be interesting to see what the strategy change was here, talking maybe with Coach Novice or Coach Stanky of where Ava moves up to the starting spot where she wasn't there in the regular season.
You know, yeah, she was in the middle of that lineup with Lehman and Gerritsen and so forth, and there to drive in runs as she reaches on a base on balls.
That'll work just the same as it's important just to get on base. So she does so.
Shortstop number 0, Kylie Plime.
Brings up number 0, Kylie Plime, the shortstop. I didn't keep track of how those things went in the first game for Kylie, and I just throw my clipboard.
Kylie was the one that got on base 4 times via the base on balls and then scored 3 times. So,
got it, that's right. On the bunt attempt here for Plime, in there for a strike.
It'll be interesting, too, in the second game, that sun, just like it does over on Thompson Field, Gus. Sun right in the face of the right side of the defense.
So we'll see how that adjusts. The ladies haven't had to do that in the regular season for regular softball, and I'm assuming that potentially lights might be coming on if necessary.
Well, if the game lasts as long as it did the first time around, yeah.
I think you jinxed us, though. Good stolen base there for Van de Zan. You said that normally their doubleheaders go as long as a regular baseball game.
Well,
that's what you said.
Right. And the first game was an hour and 53. We're not to the 2 hour and 53 mark yet. So we'll
okay.
See.
Right.
No, because one thing my youngest son Eric said is when he was at Green Bay, he did some umpiring. And he goes, oh my God! He goes, the pitcher over there throwing over to first, adjusting everything before he'd throw. Yeah. And he goes, God, I used to do that. No wonder the umpires didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I go, I told him you were a little bit of a prima donna, dude.
Yeah. Now I see why Van de Zan was in the leadoff spot with her speed. She's always sitting over at third. She challenged the catcher, fouled off by Plime to stay alive here.
And Van de Zan just, like they say, I feel sorry for her mom. I mean, she usually doesn't go home with a clean jersey either.
Yeah, right. You got to love that.
Oh, yeah.
Outside edge and goes down looking.
Plime strikes out.
Is Plime for strikeout looking number 1. First out. Brings up Kaylee Westfall, the catcher for post 210.
Yeah, she had 3 hits in the last
game,
including 4 ribbies. The one I liked was that inside-out double. And
that's going to be hit hard.
Left center.
One hopped the fence.
Yeah.
Wow.
She hit that solid.
In there for a double. Good hit there.
Flying with the double to the left center.
Kind of messed up when I did that. She did that at again, as we talked about it at the Division II sectionals, and she did that same thing, and it caught me by surprise on the first pitch, and I make the call of a home run, and I'm not the play-by-play man. I'm not supposed to do that, and Steve let me know.
Yeah.
So kind of ruined the only one run that the post 210, at that time the Waupun Lady Warriors had scored.
Yeah, you got to remember the buttery smooth voice of Steve Winterick has won awards for some of his calls. So
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. As we get another one that gets through the 5-hole of the catcher, Moldenhauer.
Good base running there by Westfall. Getting over to third base. 2-0 is the count. I think I heard into Lexi Garrettson from Austin Armga. Here comes the pitch. In there for a strike at the top of the zone. Lexi nods in agreement. See how long that third base camera will stay out there. I don't know if I have enough battery with, so I might as well use it a little bit here. At the bottom of the zone, strike 2. Gets it now to 2-2. Number 99 is pitching.
Yeah, this is Grace Cook. She did play in the last game, but I believe she was in right field there. No, first, let me double check here. She was at first base last game.
She was the first baseman, so she's just the pitcher. She's not hitting.
Way it looks, what they're going to do here is actually the designated player for Oconomowoc is number 6. We're up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Grace will bat for herself. She's actually in the 3 spot. So,
right.
Yeah. I see they kind of flip-flop Moldenhauer and Cook around. Moldenhauer now has dropped to the 5 spot, and Cook now moves up to the 3.
Swinging for the out. Lexi Garrettson for the second out. It's going to bring up Ryan Babish.
Left field number 21, Ryan Babish.
Playing in left field.
Jones on deck.
Getting some experience here.
Babish coming in about, I think, the 5th inning for Olivia Lease.
Came in and was successful right away, at least offensively.
Yeah, she almost made a great play. She came running in.
Hit hard on the ground. Picked up by the shortstop, fired across to get a good stretch and gets the out.
Babish grounds out to end the Waupun half of the first inning, but not before one run comes across on one hit. There's one left, and at the end of 1/2 inning, it's post.
Nice play there by
and post
91
coming to bat.
And their defensive part of the game for the out on Ryan Babish. 1 run on one run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on as Waupun Post 210 takes the lead here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Stick with us. You're listening to Jeff Sauer and Jeff Taves here on Jeff's live stream. That Post 210 defense here. Catching will be number 2, Kaylee Westfall. Pitching is going to be number 15, Aubrey Farley. Over at first base will be Lexi Garrettson. At second base will be Carly White. At shortstop will be Kylie Plime. And over at third base will be Hannah Baden? Beatty. Sorry about that. Yep, thank you. Hayden Bailey.
Beatty.
Yep.
B-A-D-E.
Babish will be out in left field, and center will be Amelia Jones, and over in right is Ava Van de Zand. First pitch in there by Farley. That's going to be fouled back for a strike.
Yeah, Hannah Beatty's mom, Ashley, once was on these fields playing softball back in the day.
Okay.
So
the tradition continues.
Yeah.
That's going to be popped up. Going after it is going to be the center fielder, Amelia Jones, with the put out.
Griswold flies out for out number 1, brings up shortstop.
First out goes to
Ella Tower. Cook on deck.
Amelia Jones. So the second game of the doubleheader, a trivia question, or was there a doubleheader even played, would be a good piece of information talked about for history. That's going to be popped up into the air as well. Trying to get after it is the shortstop, getting underneath it. A good play there by Kylie Plime to get the second out. So Farley's getting him to put the ball up in the air for right now. It's going to bring up 99, Grace Cook, who is the pitcher of this game. Farley on the mound for the Warrior, or for Post 210. I'm going to have that problem all year. I'm going to do it with the boys, too.
Oh, sure.
Until halfway through the season, and then I won't get it right the first time when they come back to the season. So
it's kind of like writing out a check the first few months of the new year.
Right, exactly. It is exactly like that.
Or any documentation.
Inside, ball 2 to Cook. Completely agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the pitch by Farley. Outside, 3-0 now to Cook. The number 3 hitter here for the 5-0s. The 5-0s in Oconomowoc.
Yeah. Coach was actually pretty impressed. A lot of the Waupun girls got it right away.
Down the middle but low, and drawing the walk is going to be Grace Cook.
Reaches on the base on balls, brings up
baseman
number 22, Mickey Burrow.
Mickey Burrow coming up. The number 4 hitter. She had a really good first game. Runner over at first base now for Oconomowoc Post 91. Right on the inside edge for a ball. To Mickey Burrow from Aubrey Farley. Farley, just a freshman, are now classified as a sophomore. Inside, hit off of the glove. Oh, underneath both. Almost had the double play, or the situation there of a 5-6-1. But off of the glove of the third baseman, that'll be an error.
Reaches on the error.
But it doesn't matter to them. They've got runners at first and second trying to get this thing to even. They are the home team here in this game. That typically happens of every doubleheader that you play. Waupun was the home team for game number 1. Becomes the home team for Oconomowoc becomes the home team. That's going to be hit into the gap, and a good play there picked up by Ryan Babish for the third out.
Oconomowoc half of the first. They get no runs.
No runs?
No hits. There was 1 error and 2 left.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. Post 210 1, and Oconomowoc Post 91 nothing after 1 complete. We'll be back here for the top of the second inning here at Jerry Miedema Field in Waupun. Welcome back here to Waupun and Jerry Meadema Field. Top half of the second inning. Waupun coming up to bat. Post 210, leading things off. It's going to be Amelia Jones, number 33. Had a nice catch out there in center field. She looks at a strike. Getting some coaching experience over there at third base. We'll see if I can get it flipped on camera here shortly. Ooh, that's a little bit behind on that changeup.
Kind of stuck to her thumb a little bit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Potraz over there, who did a great job of singing the national anthem today, over at third base.
Yeah, I still play. Potratz did a trio with Delaney Stelsel and Haley Hunick, and that's the national anthem I like to play at girls basketball and girls softball games. I still have that recording.
Yeah. 1 and 2. Anytime we can showcase the local talent, fouls that one off.
Yeah, it's
See
always
who keeps it at 1 and 2.
Yeah, and it's a good experience. The thing is sometimes these players don't realize what all goes into coaching and so forth,
right.
And chance to get their feet wet a little bit.
Here comes the pitch. Outside and high for a ball. 2 and 2.
I mean, just what people don't realize is they usually see game time coaching.
Right.
They don't see all the preparation and stuff that goes into things behind the scenes.
That's going to be hit over to the first baseman for a line out.
Jones with the soft liner for out number 1.
Out number 1. It's going to bring up number 14, Hannah Beatty.
14, third baseman, Hannah Beatty. Landell on deck.
So a couple of other girls getting some experience. Is that Jacqueline Landell coming in?
Jalen Landell.
Jalen, sorry.
J-A-E, that's all right. Jalen. Yeah.
Outside for a ball.
Yep. Her parents are both Waupun natives. You got Justin Landell, served some time in the military, and then you got Nikki Landell, formerly Nikki Gerritsen, who played some volleyball on some of those state-level teams.
Sure. 1-1 is the count to Hannah Beatty. Landell on deck. I don't know the grades of these, Jeff, so you'll have to help me out.
Hannah's a freshman, and so is Jalen.
Was Amelia?
Amelia Jones also, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, JV did pretty well this year.
Right.
And thing is
hit on the ground underneath the glove, picked up by the second baseman, and beating it out. Good hustle by Beatty to beat that out.
Hustle single brings
absolute speed come flying down there and gets the infield hit.
White on deck.
So 1 down. Now comes Jalen Landell in, the designated player for the flex, the pitcher Aubrey Farley. Runner over at first. Show bunt. Throws back, trying to catch her off. Dives right back in there, gets dirty right away.
Moldenhauer, new catcher, compared to we had Dumro catching before. And as far as aggression, no different.
Good hustle again. That one drops in there. Beatty takes off, gets a stolen base. 2-0, I believe it is. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Armga flashes that up, one of the officials.
Nice compliment after game 1 from Landell takes it.
Missed off there by the right field on the opposite side. That rolls a little bit, turning and running hard is going to be Amelia Jones. Or take that back, Hannah Beatty.
Beatty scores on the triple.
Oh, you're going to do that?
Well, it never touched her glove. Went right underneath. I think the right fielder battled the sun. Didn't see it.
Yeah.
Landell with the triple. Drives in a run. Brings up second baseman number 28, Carly White Vandezan on deck.
So Landell will go down as a triple.
Yeah, so here's your first triple in Legion.
There you go. Yeah. Goes to who? Number 23, Jalen Landell, the freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Ball 1 to Carly White. She was hot towards the end of that first game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had last time up, she had a nice base hit to the left side.
Shows bunt, pulls back, slaps at it. 1-1.
Yeah, got herself on the board as far as hits before she would get on. Got on twice with a base on balls, and then towards the end with that base hit, and then got stranded at second. At the end of the ball game.
2-1 is the count. Here comes the next pitch by Cook.
Nice job by Moldenhauer knocking her down, prevent another run.
3-1 to White. The number 9 hitter for post 210, with Landel sitting over at third base. Down the middle, takes a good cut at it.
I was just going to say she just missed that one. Chance to, rip that one down the left side. She had her hands in nice, hips were open, and like I say, just missed it.
Strikes out on that outside pitch.
White strikes out.
For the second out.
For out number 2, brings up top of the lineup, right fielder number 9, Ava Van de Zand.
Ava Van de Zand now coming up to bat. Made sure she got that uniform nice and dirty in there last time, sliding into a couple of bases. Ball 1 high.
But once again, 2 down. 2 down. Here's her chance. We
Yeah.
got a run that's 60 feet away.
Sticking with doing everything the same. Down the middle, hit to the shortstop, knocks it down. Getting down the line, though, again. Van de Zand with speed. Got to give that one an error.
That's a tough one here. I think I'm going to give her just a big. She hit it hard. She knocked it
Oh,
down.
okay.
Van de Zand with the single. Tries in a run.
I'm giving her an
Brings
error.
up shortstop.
Hit the
number 0,
shortstop
Kylie
right in the
Klein.
glove. So she's going to get on with she's going to take off right away. Gets there, turns to look, decides to stay. So she gets on with an error and then gets to a second base. And Landel's going to come around and score.
Reason why I'm giving her a base hit, then that gives her an RBI then too with
Yeah.
Landel scoring.
You cannot be that generous. You got to be the official scorer. It was hit right at the shortstop. It hit her glove and dropped out.
Official score at home.
There you go.
But remember, official score can change it later.
Right.
Right.
So when nobody else hears about it, we'll change it to the error. Oh, nice change up there. Completely fooled Kylie Plime. She was able to hold back and then bring the bat back in. 1-2 is the count to Plime. Can't imagine how many hits Caleb would have had because he hit the ball hard. 2-2. Or your boys.
Mine was a catcher, so.
I'm talking about hitting.
In hitting, well, Eric didn't hit much when he was pitching. He usually got DH'd for, and then Zach though he was
full count now to Plime. Yeah, but you never heard the announcer say it was hit hard, so it's counting as a hit.
Well, the thing is most of the time during those days, who was official score? Oh, that'd be me.
And draws the walk. Runners now at first
Climb
and
reaches
third
on base on
as
balls.
Van de Zand got over to third. He's going to bring up Kaylee Westfall, the catcher. Waupun post 210 already put 2 runs across here, making it 3-0 so far here at Jerry Miedema Field. Waupun is the visiting team here.
Well, I guess what I'll do is when I announce at the end, I'll just say error. I'm going to change that. Yeah.
Don't let me bully you into it. Wait, that's the wrong word. I was supposed to be persuaded.
No, you were
not
persuading
bullied.
me.
Yeah.
You didn't bully me. It wasn't intentional over a period of time.
Yes, right. I know. That's both of us being educators. We've heard that word used way too much.
Yeah.
Good pop there over to the right field.
That's going to be trouble.
Off the glove of the
That's
right
an error.
fielder because it was hit hard. We're going to give her a double.
No.
I just got to rub it in when I can for Jeff. Gets on the error, advances over on the error, and 2 more runs score. It's 5-0 here for post 210. And this is kind of what we expected to see out of the offense of the Warriors of post 210. Rowan Hart is going to come in and be a courtesy runner for Kaylee Westfall. Good hard hit ball, and it was a tough play
and it was tailing, kind of like my golf shot, and it was in the sun. I mean, it had all the
right.
Had all the recipe. Had the recipe for trouble.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And the player got there. Mm-hmm. That's going to be knocked into the dirt, and Harder's going to advance. Ooh, a good close play though. A good hustle play by the catcher. Now I noticed they do not have breakaway bags here, huh?
No, but they do. Unlike baseball, baseball's got the safety.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's right. Just was wondering because I was watching here. These girls are sliding in hard. Hit over towards the right-hand side, and Garrettson keeps the hit parade rolling here in the second inning. After two, everything after two. With an RBI single. I'm worrying about keeping score and get to running a computer here so I can get those instant replays.
That's all right. I can get you caught up.
I know you can. That's why I got to start paying attention here to the computer. I'm on the live stream.
Yeah, even though you don't agree with my official scoring. But,
it doesn't matter now, does it? Yeah. You're the official.
I'm the official scorer. That's all right. But, hey, I don't mind discussion. It's fine. I don't care.
We can tease each other about that.
Right.
Oh, nice pitch there.
We've been in education combined for about 70 years.
Right.
Our feelings aren't going to get hurt.
No, not by a little bit of comments.
No. Oh, my God. I refereed for 12 years. I've heard worse.
On the outside.
Yeah.
See what I got here for the count. I missed it here. So see what Austin gives us here. Maybe he won't. Here comes the next pitch in by Cook. On the outside edge, and a strikeout looking to end the inning for Ryan Babish.
Of the second inning, but not before
five runs
on three hits, and there was one left, and at the end of two complete, your score.
Congratulations there to Post 210, doing a great job there of scoring. We'll be back here for the bottom of the second as Post 91 from Oconomowoc is coming up to bat. You're listening to Jeff Sauer and Jeff Taves babbling here about who's correct on the calls. Coming up to bat here now for Post 91 here in the bottom of the second, Jordan Gens. Again, you can see the lights came on. The first time I've seen lights here at this field. Nice pitch there, again by Aubrey Farley in there for a strike. Waupun doing a great job in that inning, scoring 5 runs. They're up 6-0 so far. But Oconomowoc, Post 91 has a chance to match. Another one. In there for a strike. Big change up there.
And they had some backspin and a whole ball of wax. She
kind
of flips it in there.
Yeah, it was almost like a slow pitch.
Yeah. That limited.
Athletic at one time.
I did that too, and then I also played in Fox Lake with the unlimited arc.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man. That was crazy.
Yeah. Much of my playing after I graduated high school, I ended up over towards the Valders area, Manitowoc, and played in a couple of leagues over there.
Mm-hmm.
And while in school, Ripon was my home base.
Oh.
There's that same backup ball or changeup. 2-2, I think, is the count now. It is. Austin makes sure that I'm aware of that. 2-2.
And the thing is what's nice here about summer ball, there's a chance where like someone like Aubrey Farley, who's struggled with that change up this spring, chance to work on it,
Hits to the outside, picked up by Farley. She fires it over to Garrettson to get the first out of the inning. 1-3 on the put out.
Brings up designated player number 6, Rena Ruppner. Wilson on deck.
Was able to click the instant replay button that time, so bring in that broadcast. Once again, if you're out there watching and listening, again, we are still, I was going to say, we're still in history right now making of, this is the first doubleheader for Legion. Hit on the ground towards third base, foul. Good job over there by the coach, knocking it down with the foot. Showing quite some athletic skills over there. Here's the pitch. Nice change up there. Little backup ball. Trying to see who's batting here. Ruppnow is the hitter. 1-1 is the count. Farley on the delivery. On the outside edge for strike 1 and 2.
Yeah, a little extra zip on the Miracle Whip on that one here. That's probably one of the faster fastballs I've seen Farley throw all year.
Good pop. You could hear that all the way back here.
That's
Great place to broadcast from here.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm going to tell softball to do when they get the money to do so, and strikes out swinging.
Route now strikes out for out number 2.
For out number 2, so 2 up and 2 down.
20, Ailey Bolson.
Ailey Bolson, who was the pitcher to end the last game, is coming in now. She's the left fielder, getting a hitting opportunity. A little bit low for a ball. Got to get rid of these chain link fences around the world here, folks. They do not go well with the cameras. I've been very lucky. I mean, I got the center field shot for the most part. Nice pitch in there. Kind of looked like that was a little bit of a curve or a screwball or whatever you'd like to call it. She had a little bit of English on it and moved.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, I saw her release. It was kind of like when some of those kids that go bowling. And,
yeah.
You know, they turn their
crank that wrist back,
and they have that backup ball. So
yep.
the thing is, and in the last pitch there, she had some movement, almost like a slider kind of movement on that. So, like I say, good to see that Aubrey's using this opportunity to keep working on those other pitches.
It's going to be hit over to White. She gets right down on it, fields it, and fires it over to Gerritsen for 3 up and 3 down as Post 210 leads 6-0 after 2 complete over Post 91. We'll be back for the top of the third. You're listening to Jeff Sauer and Jeff Taves here on Jeff's live streams.
YouTube.com. Fielder number 33, Amelia Jones. Beatty on deck.
Starting things off here for Post 210, number 33, Amelia Jones for the lady, whatever we're going to call them. We need some help out there. We got to get some people in this. I think we got to talk to the coaches and see if we can get a contest rolling, or maybe the softball association,
or just maybe even just talk to the girls on the team, see what they come up with.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. I like the idea though of putting it out there and seeing what we got. And like I said, I put my 2 cents in.
Yes, you did.
And you just kind of.
No, I think it's got good merit and good rationale.
Right.
I do think so.
You know, I mean, like you say.
I almost would prefer instead of the roses, though, like either riveters.
The riveters.
And that with Fastenal here, we've had that, right?
Oh,
so there's a connection to the community with that. So,
right.
I mean, you brought in the initial thought of it.
Yeah, I like it. The riveters. Yeah. And then the thing is what you could do then is like the 1 and 210 could be a bolt.
Oh, there you go.
And then the 0 could be like the nut part.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, there we go. And
we'll have to share that.
2 could be a spring.
There you go.
I don't know, but
brings in that Legion connection, like you said, Rosie the Riveter. Here's the pitch in the dirt.
Otherwise,
low.
Like, what do they call the ladies at the Legion? What are they?
Auxiliary.
Auxiliary.
And my grandmother was part of the Legion Auxiliary.
Well, I don't know if you can call the auxiliary of Post 210.
Popped up. Oh, that's the first time I've seen one come off of the netting here in a long time.
Yeah, one thing I like about their netting, they got it angled, so the ball is definitely going to come off.
Right, exactly. Amelia Jones staying alive in there on the full count.
And another thing, too, is when Steve is broadcasting, you don't have to worry about a line drive going through the window.
Good job there by Jones. That stays on the outside, and she reaches on a base on balls. Nobody out. Have a runner already, up 6-0. Kind of would like to see the lady Post 210ers, we'll call them for right now. It would be nice to see them get this over within 5. Not that I don't enjoy watching them play, but I would rather like to get home. Lays down the bunt, almost fouled right into the glove instead.
I was impressed with Molden.
Hannah Beatty,
with it. They hit off her right shoulder, and then she looked up, and then she almost was able to pop out of the box
she did.
to go get it.
Almost able to snag it.
Yeah. And like I say, Carly Moldenhauer, she's the one that got the first hit in the history of Wisconsin Legion softball. First RBI, first stolen base. So
yes.
She's got one of
outside.
But she said she was happy to be a part of the history and looking forward to making more history.
It was great to hear that from both of the ladies, all of them that you had talked to. Jeffy did a great job of bringing in asking for their opinions on stuff. Lays down a beautiful bunt. Picked up, fired over there by Moldenhauer. Gets the out, but moves Amelia Jones over to second. On the 2-3 put out for the first out.
For out number 1 brings
It's going to bring up number 23.
Number 23, Jalen Lando.
Jalen Lando had a single and scored in her only at bat in the first inning. Or in the second inning, my fault. Here's the pitch. Down low, swing. Kind of knocked down there by Austin Armga, the official. Got in his leg pads there. Strike 1 for Landel. Slaps at that one, foul. Count is 0-2 for Landel. Amelia Jones sitting over at second base for post 210. 6-0 is the lead. We don't have a scoreboard camera on because the scoreboard's now working. That's going to be a little trouble in the infield. Pops over, takes off running, safe, and safe all the way around. And good job there by Landel to get over to second base. A good infield hit there by Landel, forcing the play by the second baseman. And now runners at second and third for post 210. Advances that.
Brings up second baseman.
Missed the error on the throw.
White. Van de Zand on deck.
Number 9 hitter here for post 210, Carly White. Pitch on the outside for a strike. White went down with a strikeout in the second inning.
Went swinging. But she definitely got her money's worth. She had some nice cuts.
Yeah, she did.
And that was Jalen Landel's second hit.
Yeah, it's amazing,
She just used a double and a home run for the cycle.
Good job there.
Nice.
A piece of hitting by White. Gets it underneath the glove of the second baseman. And moves the runner over for the RBI and over to third. So a good job there by Carly White. It's going to bring the top of the lineup, Ava Van de Zand, and she has been on twice. In the dirt, taken off is White. She's going to get a stolen base standing up. Runners at second and third again. This time the ladies have only done with only one out, so this is something very unusual. We've talked about it before, and I know we're kind of joking about it, but it has been true. This has been the MO for both the lady post 210 and for the boys during the high school season was for them to score after 2. Ooh, a nice pitch in there, but I think it took off just a little bit too much. And
it goes to show you that, up and down our lineup, it just doesn't matter who you put in.
Right.
Everybody's a threat.
Nice pitch in there. 2-2, I believe. Oh, 3-1, my fault.
What I enjoy is the hustle amongst the girls that get on base, and then right away they put the pressure on the defense, stealing bases, and putting the ball in play on bunts.
Loads the bases.
Van de Zand reaches on
yeah,
base
and what
on
we haven't said anything because it was the first game in history, and wasn't interested really in talking about that. But this lady post 210 team, they're all coming back next year to play high school.
Yeah.
Strike in there. And again, you talked about it, some freshmen coming up from the JV team and are getting some playing time here.
Right.
And, boy, does the future look super bright here for this.
Right. And the thing is like I say, I'm sure the girls are going to continue to work on their craft. Another thing, too, is, with having a Legion ball here, a lot of these girls, spread out and played for different club teams and so forth. And here now the thing is by having a Legion team, now the girls are back here in Waupun, play as a collective, and increase that camaraderie.
Completely. I think that this is nothing but positives because we saw the same thing happening for the boys' baseball team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the thing is so it's kind of cool, too, and I'll attest to this with both my boys playing Legion ball. You get to know the parents, and you become a family.
With all the traveling you have going around and getting to the regionals spread out over 5 days and hopefully advancing to the state tournament over 5 days. And
then going to nationals over in Kansas, South Dakota, and what was it? Minnesota. Was
for you guys, we went to Minnesota once. We went to Waupun, North Dakota.
North Dakota.
And we hosted here.
There
That's
we
going to be
go.
a nice hard hit ball
Kylie
again.
Klein, nice job
Climb,
going Oppo
bubbled
taco.
over the bobbled
Ooh,
out
what a
there
fire
by
from
the
right field.
right fielder. That's going to be bobbled by the catcher. One of the things I guess and again, I am not a softball aficionado. I put that out there right now. One of the things I, though, would give as a recommendation to Oconomowoc, stop throwing the ball around. I'm just
right,
get
yeah.
it in. You know, the chance to make that play is really slim to none.
Right center drives in 2, brings up catcher number 2, Kaylee Westfall. Garrettson on deck.
And all you're doing is allowing runs to score by throwing it around or running to advanced bases. So
yeah, if the cutoff person hangs on to the ball, we get runners at the corners instead of runners at second and third. So,
and again, that's just that's my talk. That's what we would do in baseball. We would not throw it around.
As Scott Van Galen, he likes the PA announcer for baseball.
Yeah.
He always, well, in the booth usually yells snowball fight.
Yeah.
So as the ball's thrown around.
Right.
But it even happens at the higher level. I'm trying to think what game it was. The A's and somebody ended up having a Little League home run, as they call it, by, he base hit, overthrows first base. They pick it up, overthrows second, and goes into left field and
scores.
Yeah, and scores.
Good piece of hitting there. Ooh, drop by the shortstop, and you are not going to get these post 2-10ers. Yeah, you are not going to get these post 2-10ers out. If you make a bobble,
reaches on the air,
2 runs score again as Westfall gets on with 2 errors.
First baseman number 12, Lexi Garrettson.
Number 12 in the cleanup spot is Lexi Garrettson. So again, a 5 spot put up here by post 210. The jitters are out of their system. No more worrying about the history of stuff, and they're going to come out here and they're actually showing what they are made of. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Oconomowoc because, as you mentioned before, Jeff, these balls are hit hard, and the tail is on them. And again, Oconomowoc didn't have any practices, and I don't know when they got bumped out of. That's going to be another base hit there for Garrettson. Just amazing, and coming around is Westfall to score. And we have our 9th hitter coming up. And again, this has been with 1 out, which is typically not what happens for this post 210 ladies team. But again, the ladies only stopped playing on Thursday because they were over at sectionals. That's a little bit low.
Kind of even Steven on here. Stanky said that after the baseball season was over, he's got, his in-laws are over in North Dakota, so he went over there to visit. And then he just got back a couple days ago. He hasn't had a chance to practice with the girls at all. So both teams Babish.
Oh, what a nice great catch out there by the center fielder. Babish hit that ball on the screws. And it was great catch by the center fielder to reach up there and grab it out of the air. And we've got to move over again on the scorebook.
Yep.
And a strike in there to Amelia Jones, who started things out for Waupun in the 3rd. Well, Coach Thanke actually just finished his boys season yesterday.
Right.
Today's Wednesday. Yeah, yesterday. So he didn't even get a chance to get over and visit any relatives.
So, like you said, he was just he'll put in the lineup or something, but like Josh Novice has been at first for both games. He's got Potratz out there at third, and I think the thing is I like what Stanky's doing. He's now in the dugout and kind of listening and seeing how game is called and so forth, and just kind of get himself in the groove here.
Potratz getting some good experience out there. Nice base hit
by Jonesy to right center. Jeez. That's going to trickle under the glove to the fence.
Oh, here coming around is Garrettson.
Garrettson
might have to play at third.
Nice triple by Jonesy.
Jeez, good hustle there by Garrettson.
Jones with the triple to right center, drives in a run.
And another hit.
Brings up third
for Waupun.
Hannah Beatty.
With 2 outs.
Once again with 2 outs.
Yeah, once again, Hannah Beatty coming up.
Last time up, she sack bunted.
Yep.
Get things started.
So give her a chance to swing away.
But got a base hit and scored in inning number 2.
Good changeup there. Dropped out at the plate instead of get just a little bit more on there and move it into the catcher's glove for a strike instead. 3-0 is the count to Hannah Beatty. Still with a runner out there for Waupun. Right in there for a strike, looking all the way. Yeah, and you did talk about, Coach Novice out there. I mean, this was I'm sure that somewhere along the line there was conversations that included Coach Novice. Good base hit there on the ground. Second baseman fields it and gets the out.
Beatty grounds out to the second baseman to.
But a good play there by Waupun.
Not before 7 runs.
7 runs come across from the post 210 women. And trying to count up the errors.
There was
3 errors, I think, somewhere in
3
there.
errors and 1 left.
Wow.
And your score at the end of 2.5.
13? Does that sound about right, Jeff?
Up on 12, Oconomowoc, nothing.
Somewhere I must have messed up because it must have been only 6 runs.
I could have messed it.
Maybe. Have to double check that. Anyways,
Yeah.
we have a score.
9 for 28. Okay.
So we
5
got some
for
changes
21.
defensively
Yep.
coming in here. And
Yep.
we'll step aside. We'll bring those to you once we get
And
back
29
here.
for 28.
After the top of 3, Waupun with a 12-0 lead over post 91 from Oconomowoc.
Caroline Kluge in for White, and Lease back in for Babish. Yeah, I'm going to double check the count for runs here. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13. You're right. Yeah, I miscounted. Leading. Correction, 7 runs scored in inning 3.
13-0 here for post 210. Farley gets things started with a fastball. A little bit high. Erickson up to bat, the number 9 hitter for Oconomowoc's post 91. The 5-0s. Hit on the ground, foul. 1-1 is the count. For those that don't know how to spell Oconomowoc, there's 5 O's in Oconomowoc.
And every other letter seems to
And
be
again, yeah, we were sitting up here trying to figure out what that all stood for. Now, of course, the girls in the dugout had it all figured out. Right down the middle, that's going to be hit over to the third baseman, picked up in a fire across the diamond by number 14, Hannah Beatty. Wow. Fielded it cleanly, what an arm.
12,
Sets herself fired and across.
Tower on deck.
Gosh, super impressive there. And again, just now a sophomore, right, is Beatty?
Freshman.
Yeah, right. I know. I think that we just stick with the protocol that we normally use, Jeff. They still are a freshman until school starts, right? It makes things easier.
Yeah, right.
And that way, when we would allow super seniors to come back, we don't call them super seniors, right? It's just the 19U. So we'll get back into that typical protocol. So great play there, though, by Beatty.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a taser laser over the first over there. That was sweet.
Her momentum going the opposite away from third base and changed directions in a hurry.
Nice job framing that pitch by Westfall. I went up a little outside, but she did a good job.
And Steve Winterhack had all of the regular season awards, and I don't have those. And I'll have to do some digging and see if I can find them. But I assume that Westfall got some recognition as one of the catchers for Waupun.
I would hope so.
because I've been super impressed. I mean, we haven't seen pass balls, wild pitches, whichever you want to call, however you want to call them, and she's done a fantastic job behind the plate. Right down the middle. That is a hard hit ball out into center field. Getting it in quickly are the Lady Post 210ers.
Griswold with the single to left center.
Good hit there by Griswold.
Shortstop number 23, Ella Tower Cook on deck.
Just looking here.
That's the first hit.
That's what I was looking at.
First
It is
hit,
the
yeah.
first hit.
First hit, yeah.
Given up by Farley and the Post 210 defense. Amazing.
Yeah.
Swing
Nice
there by
change
Tower.
there. It took a little off on
Yeah.
that one. Unless
Sure,
that
it
was-
feels good, Jeff, to be on this side of some history, right?
Oh yeah, it's hopefully, like you say, we 10 years from now, people can say, yeah, remember back when. And
Gonna say
Tower
it hit her.
I was going to say buzzed the tower, and pun wasn't intended, and she ended up getting hit.
So now runners at first and second as the hit by pitch.
Brings up the pitcher number 99, Grace Cook.
Grace Cook coming up. She walked the first time she was up in the first inning.
Yeah, kind of the first inning was the last threat. Oh, nice knockdown, nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. Played her position was Farley and just bounced off of the glove.
Cook reaches on the base hit. Brings up first baseman number 22, Mickey Burrow.
Now it looks like Post 91 has something cooking here. Number 22, Mickey Burrow coming up to bat.
And Burrow was the one that had 2 doubles.
Yeah, in the first game. Yeah.
So I think she was credited the first RBI. Oh, you got a
Erickson coming into courtesy run or pinch run. I don't know what the official is for softball.
For the pitcher, number 42, Geneva Erickson. So I'm guessing if Erickson is courtesy running, I'm guessing someone's coming in for her.
Yeah, maybe.
In the next inning. So
Farley with the pitch. That's going to be fouled. Burrow just a little bit late on that.
Yeah, last time out, Burrow reached on an error.
Yep.
That was that shot to.
Oh, I didn't see who it was. I just could hear the buzz, and I wasn't sure if you were aware of it.
I was aware of
it. Hit on the ground to the shortstop, looking to fire all the way over to one. Gets an out, but it allows Post 91 to score.
Burrow grounds out.
Good play there again.
For out number 2.
By the shortstop for Post 210, Kylie Plime. For the second out.
Catcher, Carly Moldenauer.
Griswold comes across and scores. Runner still at second and third. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit over to right field, but picking it up is a good play there. Missed it on the camera view. Sorry about that, folks. Got distracted.
On 2 hits.
One run on 2 hits, 2 left on.
3 complete. Your score, Waupun 13.
And no errors. Your score 13-1 as Waupun Post 210 has been dominant here so far in game number 2 of the doubleheader. We'll be back here for the top of the 4th when the Post 210 ladies come up to hit the ball. You're listening to Jeff Sauer and Jeff Taves here on Jeff's Live Streams. Welcome back here to Jerry Meadum of Fields. Wholesale changes for Oconomowoc. I thought I had lost my center field camera there. It's going to be run out of juice pretty soon, I have a feeling. Usually it'll give me about 4 hours worth of good camera shot, and we started at about 4:30ish with there, so we're at that 4-hour mark.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll hold on with enough juice, but if not, we'll stay with the one that's behind the plate.
Another thing too is like Waupun's up 13-1, and I think after 4, if you're up by 15.
Is that what it is, 15 or 12? I didn't know what the rules were.
I don't know, 15 or 12. We'll see.
New pitcher here is Griswold.
Well, it can't be 12 because we're up 13-1, so it's got to be 15.
I thought it was 12 after 4 is what I thought. We're the bottom. We're the top. We're the visitors.
Oh yeah, we're only in the 4th. That's right.
Outside. See if I can pick up at 3-2. Thank you, Austin, for being so accommodating. to Jalen Landel here in the fourth.
And Jalen's got a triple and a single to her
Yeah,
credit
she's-
and scored.
Oh, she goes down for the strikeout.
Landel strikes out for out number 1. Brings up
I don't think she wanted
number
to add that
29,
one specifically to
Caroline
her hit parade, but she did.
Van de Zand on deck.
16 viewers out there. I'm glad we got 16 computers on. I'm glad you're joining us here for history. The second game of a doubleheader here for Wisconsin Legion softball, starting here in Waupun. So wondering where it starts? Waupun, Wisconsin. Where does it play? Jerry Meadema Field. Who were the teams? Post 210 and Post 91 kick things off here for the history-making.
Of Women's Legion softball.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think there went the battery. We'll see if it'll pop back in. It did once last time, but I'd be pretty surprised. Oh, it's actually my home plate. I got to fix that. That's no wonder.
And like you say, right now I got Caroline Kluge up to bat. She just came in for Carly White. Normally she wore 92 in the varsity season, so it makes sense. She picked 29, just flipped the numbers around. Pops this one up, foul ground. Kluge pops up to the first baseman for out number 2.
Sorry about that, folks.
Brings up right fielder. It'll be number 30, Leah Bowalda.
Leah Bowalda coming in to hit for Carly White, was that? Or did
She's coming in for Ava Van de Zand.
and Ava Van de Zand?
Yeah,
I missed the first name. Bowalda fouls that up.
Leah Bowalda.
Leah,
Bowalda,
sorry
the one
about
that I
that.
called,
Leah?
the one that I from 6th grade.
Yep.
I called her the Boomer.
Yep, that I had.
Yeah, all right. And it'd be nice to see her boom one here.
Number 29, who came in to hit in
That was
for Carly?
that was Caroline Kluge.
Caroline Kluge.
Kluge, Kluge. Yeah.
Yep, I've had those. When you're here 5 years as an AP and then
Sure.
a year as an AD, you're going to run into almost everybody's names, but
Sure.
that's going to be outside. The new pitcher is Griswold once
And
again.
then it looks like on deck we got Kylie Schultz over there. She'll be coming in for
Kylie Klein.
Klein, and I'm sure there'll be some makeshifts defensively if Kylie would stay in. Nice.
Good cut.
That was a nice curve for slider action on the pitcher. That one looked like it was on the outer half, and it broke down like in baseball. We would call that one of those back leg curves or back leg sliders.
Backdoor slider.
Yeah, it came right towards the back leg of Leah.
On the outside edge,
there's
she
your
strikes
backdoor
out.
slider.
Yeah, right there. For the third out, so no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody on as the Waupun Post 210 ladies with a lead over Post 91, the women from Oconomowoc here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back after this. 3.5 innings complete here at Jerry Meadema Field. Welcome back here to Jerry Meadema Field. So, again, thank you for putting stuff out in the chat. So, first, I want Nikki Broxma, thank you for saying you're still watching. I'm glad that you were able to find the link to get back here. But I'm going to let Jeff, who's been in Waupun much longer than I have, talk a little bit about Bill Woyan's comment.
What's kind of cool, Bill Woyan made a comment that his dad, Carl Woyan, started Waupun Legion Baseball in 1957-58. And today, his great-granddaughter is playing Legion softball. That's Olivia Lease out in left field. So, and then you had Jackie Lease, who played some softball too. So, kind of cool.
Yeah, again, there is tons of stuff that
Waupun
Waupun has been very progressive in, I would say, of doing some things. I mean, there still is some things that they get a bad rep for, but again, love the history that's all the way through there. From what Bill was sharing with his dad.
And then speaking a little history, and it gives me the chills to talk about it, but Bill's son, Jake, was the one that drove in the winning run to 2007, the boys' first state title.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that family. So here you go. You got Carl, you got Bill, you got Jake, you got Jackie, you got now Olivia. So a whole lot of pride in that text.
Yeah.
On the YouTube. That's awesome.
Hit down the foul, down third base line. pulling that one hard was Roop now.
So, Bill, thanks for the info.
So what happened to Gens? I missed that out.
Gens popped up to the infield.
Oh, that's
left
right.
Side, yeah,
Yep.
left side. I think.
Right to the shortstop. Yep.
Yeah, F6.
Did they go re-entry with everybody coming back in defensively?
I didn't have a chance to look. I see Beatty's still in there. White, Kluge's still at second. Kluge's in at second.
Okay.
Looking at the outfield, looks like Bawalda's out and right. Like I say, Lease came in defensively in for Babish, so waiting for her to get a chance to hit. Matter of fact, I think what I might do, no matter what, is maybe have Olivia come in at the end of the game and talk to her and just say, hey, you realize your grandfather, Bill Wayan, your great-grandfather started Waupun Legion baseball.
Carl, yeah. Great
Carl Wayan.
Yeah.
And I said, so what do you got to say about, as far as the family lineage and the history that you're involved in? So get a little perspective from Olivia to see what she thinks.
Yeah.
Or if, if it's something that's hit her at all,
It's going to be a little pop fly.
And this one's going to fall.
Drop in there for a Texas leaguer, and there's a base hit for Roopnow.
Brings up left fielder number 20.
Raina Roopnow with the single with only one out.
On deck.
Brings up Ailey Bolson. Just watching Austin here, the player tried to get a little bit behind to warm up. I think she wanted to actually come over to the other side.
Well, I think a lot of these girls in this is also kind of little league. You got a right-hander, so you go on deck.
Yeah.
So you're, that way, if she doesn't get behind a pitch and foul one off.
Right.
Yeah. So, but this is Legion ball. You're going to stay on your side of the dugout.
Yeah. Completely understand where she was coming from. Fires it down. Still standing up.
Still love it though. Like you said in the game one. You do those types of things, and it puts a little thought in the back of their head. They may not take as big a lead.
Right. That next time. Farley hit over towards the second baseman, missing it and not getting down. Coming up with a fire and no throwing it around. So you can see how the difference was. Unfortunately, it wasn't touched. Yeah, it should be an error, I believe, on Kluge. And now it has a runner over at first and third. Brings up Geneva Erickson. So Kluge didn't get down enough on that and didn't get over in position. And runners at the corners here for Oconomowoc.
It's kind of one of those deals like, how we always talk about, use your feet to get to the ball. And Kluge, just like I said, another thing, too, she went straight at it rather than going to where the ball's going to be. So sometimes, that's, you're going to learn by getting some playing time.
Right. That's the only way you do get better at it. You can sit here and analyze tape and do all that type of stuff, but until you're in the situation, you're not going to know exactly how to react. So, again, thanks for people putting stuff out in the chat. We are going to just stick around. I'm not assuming that this game is going to end early. Oh, hard hit ball right up the center, and it gets underneath the glove of Amelia Jones. That's going to score 2 runs. Getting over to third, not able to hold on to it, was number 14, Hannah Beatty. And just like that, 3 runs are scored.
Erickson with the base hit to center. Runners advance on the air.
Or 2 runs, are scored. It's 3 now.
Brings top of the lineup, number 12, pitcher Lacey Griswold, tower on deck.
So it was a base hit, but then it goes underneath the glove. So we got to get that as an error. Or did you give that as a triple, Jeff? Hit over to short. No, I was seriously asking. No. Fired over, got the out, lets the run score, which again is the smart play.
Griswold grounds out for out number 2.
So again, scores. Missed on that clicking the wrong buttons here. So I was trying to make sure I was getting everything shared over there with Jeff and just making sure we were in the same.
Well, no, I gave her a single, and then the runners advanced on the air.
I
mean, that was one of those, hockey terms. That was right in the 5-hole there.
Yeah, cannot go.
No. Got to
2 down.
Keep things in front of you.
Yeah, Ella Tower up to bat, trying to keep things rolling for Oconomowoc as they've had a chance now here to see Farley for the 3rd time.
Correct.
Although it was 2nd time, though, for Roopnow and Bolson and Erickson, who all came around to score. Here comes the pitch. Right on the inside edge there for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Shared by Austin Armga. Here comes one of the pitch in again from Farley. Changeup hit hard down the line. Foul. Was Austin part of those baseball teams?
Not the ones that went to state. I don't know if Austin, I think, did track actually his last couple of years.
That could be.
You know, keep himself in shape for
basketball was his thing.
Yeah,
he's a record holder over at
Michigan Tech.
Michigan Tech, yep.
Mm-hmm.
For most points scored.
Okay. I just know that, like you say, a lot of the kids are like, wow, you went on full scholarship. I go, no, you got a half scholarship from Michigan Tech. I go, the other half was due to his academics.
Right.
People don't realize is Austin graduated with a 4.16 GPA.
Right. That's when they allowed more than the
for the AP
GPA points.
Yeah, for the AP courses.
Yep. But he was a great student. He was here when I was, a great basketball player. Great athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Hit hard down the line. Foul. Just missed it.
Just missed it. Yeah, and he was a heck of an athlete too, as far as football too. Did a heck of a job as a receiver.
Right. With his height, good jump, obviously.
Yeah, that was just going to say he was able to. He was a decent defensive back too. What people don't realize is the best battle I saw was back when Weaver Dam had R.J. Shelton.
Yeah.
And R.J. and Austin. They would that R.J. when he was a freshman, they used him mostly as a receiver, and it was R.J. versus Austin out there quite a bit.
And Austin was a senior then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot of some Waupun history again. That's going to be fouled off.
Sure.
Shared out there, and now works for Edward Jones, I believe.
Yep, Edward Jones. Yep, and that's right up his alley.
Yeah.
Math definitely was one of his top subjects, and science, math and science.
Studied finance, I believe it was.
Well, actually, like I say, he was medical engineering or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but then the thing is, I have his math background. Then when he came back to town, then there's like a series of tests you got to take, and he passed those with flying colors.
Interesting. Back to the game. Good battle here between Farley. Oh, nice job there again, laying back on it. Picked up, fired across the diamond by number 14, Hannah Beatty, to get Tower on the 5-3 putout over there to Garrettson for the third out.
2 errors and nobody left, and at the end of 4 complete.
3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and nobody left on. After 4 complete here at Jerry Miedema Field, your score is 13-4. We'll be back here for the top of the 5th. Waupun Post 210 coming up to bat. Welcome back to Jerry Miedema Field. Coming up to bat, number 26.
For Waupun, number 26, Kylie Schultz.
Carly Schultz coming in to get an at-bat for Kylie Plime. Started at third base in the first game. Here comes the pitch. High to Carly Schultz.
Just trying to think of Kylie Schultz here. If what her stat line was for last game.
I don't know. Did she hit the first game?
I thought she was the flex
Yeah.
last game. Yeah, she
3
was
and
the
1.
flex. So this is her first chance to swing the bat.
Flex that bat.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch by Griswold. Outside, kind of bumped her leg. I could see that when she was bringing that windmill through, and ends up getting a base on balls. So once again, Waupun
brings up the catcher, number 2.
gets their leadoff hitter on. Shouldn't say once again because I don't know if that was the case or not.
Plime comes in as a pinch runner.
So coming back in as a re-entry is Kylie Plime as she comes in as the runner. Brings up number 2, Kaylee Westfall. Here's the pitch. Taken off on a good jump, getting over to second, standing up.
One of those wild pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Why wild? Way over the top of the head. Because Moldenhauer's been doing a great job back there.
Yeah, and goes back to that movie where they tell him to hit the mascot.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I think I've seen that one or referenced it once or 5 times, something like that. Throw him the heater, Ricky.
Well, that's a different movie. That's where the kid takes over as the owner of the team. God darn it. The Twins, throw the heater. No.
That's
the one
the
where
same.
the kid pitches for the Cubs. No, the hit the mascot is the one with Costner's the catcher.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Strike in there. We're not good at trivia stuff. Killed those brain cells. 2 and 2.
Actually, pretty decent at trivia. I always participate in that trivia that last few years that the Booster Club does in the
hit on the
winter
ground.
time.
Bombs up to the shortstop. Good arm, but calls her out. Good throw. Good speed by Keely Westfall too. But
for out number 1.
First out moves the runner over to third base after the stolen base by Kylie Plime. Westfall hit it good and hard, but the better play by the shortstop for Oconomowoc, post 91. Here's the pitch on the outside edge. That's going to scoot away. She is going to try and make it home, and she does standing up as it scooted up the fence line. And we're back to a 10-run lead here for the ladies.
Yeah, so the
14
thing is,
to 4.
14 to 4. So, put a few more runs on the board, hold Oconomowoc, and then
go home.
Go home.
Here in the 5th now, I know some of our fans out there want to see some more softball, and I'm not opposed to it, except for I know I actually have some professional development that I have to do as the dean of students tomorrow, and I shouldn't complain because there's other people who have a full job that have to work. That's going to be hit in front of the plate. Moldenhauer picks it up, dropped by the first baseman, so Garrettson's going to reach on an error by the first baseman. That was a great play by the catcher popping out of there quickly, and Moldenhauer been very impressed with what she's done there. Unfortunately, she's not getting she needed a little bit of help there.
Looks like we got Addie Braun coming in on deck.
Oh, getting a nice hit there by Lease.
There
drills that one out to the fence. It's rolling, coming around is Garrettson. Gonna send her all the way in. They fired into third to stop the runner from advancing there on the double. And Garrettson comes all the way around from first to score. What a hit by
left center. Brings in
Olivia Lease, who came in for Ryan Babish.
Pitch hitter number 13, Addison Braun.
Great to hear from Olivia there. Double hit that ball right on the screws. Coming up now is number 13. Coming in for Amelia Jones is, who was that? Addie Braun.
Addie Braun's in right now, yep. It looks like Roz Rivera's grabbed the bat, and she'll be coming on deck.
Keep that hit parade rolling here for the post 210. 1-1 is the count, I believe.
I think then what happens now is then Braun can come in and close the door.
Yeah.
Oconomowoc struggled.
Seeing as how they did, they did get a little bit of touch on Farley the last inning.
Yeah.
So it kind of would make sense.
But at the same time, hats off to Aubrey Farley. She did a solid job in there and threw strikes and let her defense
Yep. And there are a couple of breakdowns defensively. That's going to
True,
get past,
yeah.
and that's going to allow for
Least to get the third.
Least to get over to third.
So, yeah, I think I already got like Lexi Garrettson and Olivia Lease as my two people I'm going to
Okay.
talk to after the game. Obviously, Olivia with the history behind Legion
Yeah.
ball, period. And
See
then
if-
now with her double, RBI double, that's another thing. And then Garrettson, even though she struck out in the first inning, she followed it up with two base hits and
Yeah.
getting on by air and scoring twice.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
So stick around, and I don't know if there's anybody from Oconomowoc. Good job there, snagging it for the pitcher, getting the out. Garrettson scores, or sorry, Lease scores, and now makes it 15. So Brown,
Now batting.
number
Now
8,
batting number
Roz
8,
Rivera coming in.
Roz Rivera.
Coming in to get an at-bat. So it was a good play there by the pitcher to get the 1-3 out and then hit right away by the pitcher. Roz is going to get on base to run.
Yeah, how did Ron get out, ground out?
Yeah, it was 1-3 to the pitcher.
Okay.
Yeah. Pitcher grabbed that one. It's a good snag there. Good hard hit ball, but she got the glove down quickly. Slaps that
Now
one
batting
towards the right
number
side.
23 designated player, Jalen Lando.
Jalen Landel coming back up to
Kluge on
bat.
deck.
Caroline Kluge is on deck.
So, Waupun softball able to empty the bench and everybody getting a chance to make an appearance in some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form.
Gotta
Especially-
love that.
Especially in a game like this.
Yeah. That's going to get
Gets
away
by the
from
catcher.
Moldenhauer, and Roz Rivera is going to get advance on a wild pitch. Cheering her on for her speed. Coming from the dugout there.
Yeah.
Here comes the next pitch on the outside edge to Jalen Landel. 1-2 is the count now. Landel's had 2 hits. I have down so far on the strikeout. Here comes the pitch outside. 2-2.
Maybe I'll have to add Jalen to the mix there, especially a triple and a
Yeah.
single. Yeah. All right, 2 hits.
We'll stay out there for a good maybe 5-10 minutes. Get Coach Stanky also to give his first impressions.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Stanky and the 3 girls. Stick with the Waupun.
Yeah, I
crew.
think so.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not
close
much
it up.
Oconomowoc and
No.
and they've had some good moments here, but it's just not as close as the first game was. That's going to be a foul. Moldenhauer hopped out of there quickly, snagged that ball. Keeps it at 2-2. Here's the pitch outside, slap to the first baseman, fields it cleanly, steps on it before I can push the
Lando
button,
grounds out
and
for out
gets
number
the
3,
out.
But not before 3 runs come across.
3 more runs scored for the
One
ladies. That
hit.
makes it
And there's
16.
1 left, and at the end of 4.5, your score: Waupun 16, Oconomowoc 4.
16-4 here in 4.5 innings. So if the lady post 2-10ers can do their job here, they'll end this second game in 5. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 5th inning from Jerry Minima Fields here, the game 2 of the doubleheader.
Burrow and deck. Well, some kudos to the people that, including the mayor, Ron Bishop, who pulled in Bull Durham. Gosh, it drives me nuts when you go blank on that. And that's the reason why Ron Bishop's his team 2 years ago won the whole trivia contest
Yeah.
for the Boosters. So,
Hit hard in the gap again. Pitching still is Aubrey Farley. Good base hit knock there by 99, Grace Cook.
Cook with the single to
Getting
the
things
left
started.
for her second hit.
So thanks again for continuing
Brings
to
up
listen to
number
our rambling. We really
22,
appreciate
Mickey
that.
Burrow.
And Bull, yeah, we'll make
Moldenhauer,
sure. Yeah, I know you meant Olivia. We're good with that. No problem there. That's interesting, again, sharing some of that, Bill. We appreciate that. Hit's going to be over to the right side, picked up there for the first out. That's all they need to do is get outs here right now for
Burrow
the
with the fly
post
out
two
right.
tenors.
Brings up number 15,
In-
Carly Moldenhauer. Gens on
Burrow
right.
flew out, brings up Carly Moldenauer, the catcher.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Bill, I was looking at having Olivia as one of my guests, and bring that up to her and her feelings on that. So hopefully that's okay.
I'm glad that you're following along with us, though.
Moldenhauer
I
with
think
the
that
base hit
I'm
to
glad
right.
to see that we've got that
Brings
following out there.
number
So
22, Jordan Gens. We're up now on deck.
Lady Warrior or Lady Post 210 softball team has just done an outstanding job representing here in the first couple of games of the Wisconsin Legion. Initial season. Runners at first and second now with only one out, and up to bat is number 22, Jordan Gens. Oconomowoc's not going to go away. They're fighting off of the glove. That's going to ricochet to the
Kluge
second
get her?
baseman and fires across. Oh, they're going to say safe. Beat it out. Good hustle there. What a play on the
Gens with the hustle
1-4-3. Gets on base, and
Brings
now
up
bases
number
are loaded.
6. Rena up now. Bolson on deck.
Can't give an error there. That was hit hard right off the tip of
Right.
the glove there, so it's another base hit. And I kind of was thinking the same way that you were thinking here with 3 straight hits in a row. I thought maybe we might see Addie Braun come in and finish this.
Well, the thing is Addie came up, got the at bat, but then they re-entered Amelia Jones back into center.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the legalities behind that. I don't think she can. Rivera, I don't know. She's also re-entered. So I think with Farley, you're going to see her the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the rules are either. We talked a little bit about it at baseball yesterday at sectionals. It was 100 pitches in a day. So pitchers could come in multiple games if they wanted to.
I didn't know they had a pitch count with softball.
I don't think they do.
No.
Hit on the ground to the third baseman. That's going to get under the glove. That's going to score at least 2. Getting into third and into second. A good hustle there. So Oconomowoc is going to continue to fight here as 2 runs score. And on the base hit, an error, yep.
Number 20, Ailey Bolson.
Runners at
Erickson
first
on
and
deck.
third with only 1 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 runs, 16-6.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get any more here, but yeah, always.
Knocked down.
Yep.
Chasing her back.
Thing is with Oconomowoc, even the bottom of their lineup, the last time they were up, they got on base
Yeah,
and scored. So
they did. They've been finding a way to finally pick up the pitches from Farley and able to score and or hit the ball hard and scoring some runs. Little bit low. 2-0 is the count now to Bolson. Need post 210 to see if they can keep some rolling here. It's getting past my bedtime. Which anybody that knows me, they know that I'm just barely waking up at this time because I'm not a morning person. I'm a night person. So that's not true at all. I'll probably still be up until 1 o'clock or so.
That's more back in my coaching days when I was up that late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground to the shortstop. Going to be fielded cleanly. Fires across, but that is a run coming in for Oconomowoc, and we are going to have one more inning of play for sure, as it is 16-7
Grounds out for out number 2.
for the second out.
Brings up number 42, Geneva Erickson. Griswold on deck.
The 9-hitter, Geneva Erickson, coming up to bat. Good job here by Post 91 battling back here. And I know that we talk a lot about Waupun, and I want people to know that's out there. And Steve and Randy talk about this when we're broadcasting as well. Yes, of course, we're going to be hometowners as we're here for Waupun, basically. And I'm not getting paid by anybody to do it, but this is where I live. So it's going to be like that. But good softball is good softball, and we're going to give credit where credit's due.
But I think we kind of jinxed it a little bit.
I think we did. I know.
All right, 16.
Yeah, I was getting too hopeful. That's my. Got to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, it's kind of like that guy who's
hit hard over to the third base side.
He's got that streak of like 50 free throws in a row, and you bench it and then clank one.
Yeah.
Might actually have to cave in and turn on the lights up here. My bifocals aren't working so well on the scoreboard, the score sheet here. I'm lifting up my glasses now and putting myself centimeters away from the paper just to see it.
And if that's working, that's amazing. Whoa. That changeup floats in there.
Well, for those people that have bifocals, trifocals, and all that
stuff
like that, you totally get, sometimes they don't work and you got to,
right.
With low light, you got to just lift your glasses up and you can see.
Here comes the pitch by Farley. Little bit low. Seeing if I can get the count here. I missed one, I think. So we'll see what Austin gives, if he's going to give it. He's not. Normally every other pitch is what I've been seeing, but he could have lost track there for a second, too. Not on the count. And a walk is issued, and that's going to bring up the top of the order.
Erickson reaches on the base on balls. Brings up top of the lineup. Pitcher number 12.
Runner still sitting over at third base. And Roop now brings up Griswold. Lacey Griswold, the pitcher right now for Oconomowoc. A lot of fight coming here from post 191. That's going to be hit hard up the middle as well. Going to try and turn. Let's see the arm coming from center. Oh, almost gets the play. But advancing on the throw is Griswold. And they now scored one more run.
Advances on the throw.
And Erickson is over to third. Brings up Tower.
Now batting
Ella Tower.
Shortstop Ella Tower.
So Coach Novice is going to go out there and step away. I'm going to see if I can find the light switch for you here, Jeff. Oh, it's right over there. So we'll see if we can get a little lights on here. While Coach is having a conversation, you can keep the people occupied.
Well, right now it's, I think we got unplugged or something. I can't hear anything or bad. I don't know. Can't hear myself, so that's all right. Not a bad thing. That's good right there. All right. Now I hear a little buzz.
Just a buzz?
Or something. I don't know.
Talk to me.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Okay, so it might have been that it was rested up there.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Jeff.
No problem.
Back here.
Back to Tower, shortstop, up to bat with runners in scoring position. 16-8 right now.
Again, good post 91, showing a little bit of grit here. Not wanting to go out without a fight. Didn't want to be early the short innings.
Ooh, I thought Westfall was
I did too. I thought she might have, but it was 1-1 is the count now to Tower.
Last time Tower was up, grounded in, ground out, hit it over to third.
Yeah. So let's see Farley here. Hit hard there. Oh, just off of the glove.
Plime.
Of
And
Plime.
that's going to score 2. Maybe
For
not.
sure. Up a little bit wide.
Nice job at Farley.
Turns big at 2. And
Tower with the base hit to left. Advances to second on the throw.
2-run score. It is now 16-11.
Brings
And we got to move over this time for
Grace Cook. Burrow on deck. Yeah, I was going to say, now we got a
game going here.
Yeah,
16-9 on the outside edge. Fielded cleanly by the shortstop. Fires across at a good stretch there as Plime picked it up and fired it over to Garrettson to get the third out.
Cook
but
grounds out to short
the damage has been done
of the 5th.
as Oconomowoc has new life.
6 runs come across
6 runs come across.
on 5 hits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
and 1 error.
7, 8, 9,
The
and
end
10.
of
Wow.
5 complete your score. Waupun 16, Oconomowoc 10.
16-10 is your score. We'll be back here for the top of the 6th inning for Jerry Meadema Fields. You're listening to Jeff Sauer and Jeff Taves here on Jeff's live stream. Off the bat now here for post 210. It's going to be number 29, Caroline Kluge, leading things off here in the 6th.
Walda on deck.
Inside. Should make it 1-1, I think, is the count. Yep. Kluge came in for Carly White, and it's second. That's going to be high and a little bit outside.
Right now, your stat line through 5 innings, it's Oconomowoc 10 runs, 9 hits, 5 errors, 4 left on. And for Waupun, 16 runs on 10 hits, 4 errors, 4 left on. So a little bit of everything in game 2.
Right, exactly. Outside draws the walk, so post 210 has runner on in Caroline Kluge.
Kluge reaches on the base on balls, brings up number 30, right fielder, Leah Bowalda.
Leah Bowalda, the right fielder, coming up. She came in for Ava Vandezan. Tries to lay down the bunt, a nice bunt there, and that's going to be a perfect bunt. Advances the runner as Burrow was unable to get in on quick enough, and it was out in front of Moldenauer quite a bit. Good play there and a beautiful bunt
Number 0,
laid down
Kylie Plime.
by Leah Bowalda. Runners now at first and second. It's going to bring up number 0, the shortstop, Kylie Plime.
Yeah, she re-entered for Schultz.
Yep. She turns the bunt, pulls back. That's going to get past. The runners are going to advance. I still am very impressed with the running of these ladies from post 210. It heads up, getting a good secondary lead coming off of that base, and then anything that gets past there, put the head down and they go.
Mm-hmm.
Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch on the outside edge. Plime watched it all the way come in. Plime has scored every time that she's been on base.
Yeah, including game 1.
That's going to be high.
The only blemish here is that
strikeout
in the inning 1. But otherwise, reaching on base on balls and a double and scoring. I already
Good heads-up
talked,
play.
I already talked to her, though, after game
Yeah, that's
one.
right.
So I'm gonna
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to someone, try to talk to some others.
We got to work on their communication skills. That's part of why we do this as well, and giving other people a chance. So we're running out of time here, so folks want to put some stuff in the chat. I'll check it out at this half inning as we come up, and we'll get it out there. Hit on the ground.
Ooh,
nice play there by the pitcher. Run scores, but it was a good play on the 1-3 for the first out. Runners advance, one scores. Makes it 17 now
brings
to 10.
Catcher number 2, Kaylee Westfall. Garrettson on deck.
Brings up number 2, Kaylee Westfall, for post 210. Here comes the pitch by Griswold. Outside for a ball. Oh, a strike.
Yeah, she's got that little backdoor slider.
Must
action
come in
going.
there, yeah.
Yeah, it comes through the back door like that. And
Catches that outside edge.
Yeah, right. Now I see Westfall adjust a little closer to the plate.
That's a
And
good hard hit
Peters
ball.
over the center fielder's head.
Oh, I was hoping she hit my camera right off the A, and it's in there for a double for Westfall.
Westfall with the double to center. Drives in a run.
I shouldn't have said that. I really don't want my camera to be hit. I've had 2 of them damaged already this year,
and number 12, Lexi Garrettson, Elise.
Self-funded to do these types of things, and again, I am not complaining at all. I just got to figure out how to appease my wife with all the money that I've spent on doing this stuff. So,
well, I agree with what Caleb was saying. Throw your Venmo account in there, and if people want to donate.
Yeah, that might be something we'll have to do.
That way you don't have to
down
mess
the road.
with the pay-per-view stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad about the pay-per-view potential that has to come up, but
well, you want, in my opinion, you want people to be able to access your information. Pay-per-view limits it,
right.
And where Venmo is, hey, if they want to throw a little money your way, great.
Off of the pitcher's glove and going to beat it out is going to be Lexi Garrettson.
Garrettson reaches on the single. Brings up number 5 left fielder Olivia Lease.
Garrettson so far
Jones on
having a
deck.
good game here. That's her 4th time on base with a strikeout only, as you mentioned, about Plym is in the first. Otherwise, she's been on every inning that she's come up to bat. Here's the pitch outside. Garrettson takes off. They're going to let her have it. So catcher's indifference, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah, because no one, the first baseman wasn't holding her on or anything. There's nobody at second base to get the throw. So, yeah, catcher's indifference. Too bad, because I'm sure Lexi will take the stolen base.
That's going to get over the head. Coming in at home and stepping on the plate is Westfall. And another run scores. So Waupun gave up 6. They're getting back. They're clawing back. They've got 3 of them back. And Garrettson gets over to third base. And there still is only 1 down.
Yeah, now it's scoring 19-10.
That's going to be a pop fly
up to the infield.
Good job there of communicating by the third baseman and the shortstop.
Number 2 brings number 33 center fielder Amelia Jones.
Officially goes as a catch to the third baseman. Brings up number 13, or no,
Amelia Jones.
She came back in. Okay.
Yeah, re-enter.
Didn't see that.
Ooh.
That's going to be wide. Garrettson wasn't quite ready for that, and I don't know that. Again, I don't know the speed of all of these players. I know that I've talked to with Steve when he was talking about it, that Lexi would not consider herself to be a speed burner. Knocked down there.
But hey, even though she probably doesn't consider herself a speed burner, I know game 1 that hustle single led to more runs.
Right,
so,
exactly. So again, I'm right. I would be sitting here same thing. I'm disagreeing with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, she doesn't have like Kaylee Westfall or Kylie Plym speed or even Ava Vandezan, but she's not exactly, I would say, swole.
Well, but you're not expecting that out of your first baseman either, right?
Right,
Or you're not expecting that out of your 4-hitter.
Right, exactly. In both cases.
Right, exactly.
Usually cleanup hitter's not known for speed.
On the outside edge, strike 2.
Another one of those backdoor
sliders.
sliders.
Yeah, I see it now to Amelia Jones.
Kind of like, somebody that when they bowl, they line up maybe over, left side, lefty. And
hits it off of the edge.
This one might be trouble.
Speed down the line. Oh, look at the hustle. Garrettson scores at about the same time that Lease crossed first base. So that's good speed
Jones
all the
with
way
hustle
around.
single.
Great
Drives
job
in a
there
run.
by Jones.
Pretty
Wow.
saw third baseman number 14 had a Beatty.
I don't know if she was at sectionals or not with the girls, but with that speed, again, I'm feeling bad for these teams that are coming up for the regular season for East Central Conference. These lady post 210ers coming back after playing together another season in the dirt. 1-1 to Hannah Beatty. I've just been impressed with the grit that has been shown here by these, and the composure by these young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're
Oconomowoc gets it within 16-10. They didn't panic. Just put some more runs on the board.
well, and again, these are all players who are coming back to play next year.
Correct.
In the high school season. So this is only going to help them. And again, a shout out to Coach Thanke to help get it going. High chopper to the shortstop, pulled the glove too soon. I think she saw the runner coming from second base. Ends up making the mistake, and Beatty beats it out. Doesn't matter how they're getting on right now.
Number 23, designated player, Jalen Lendo.
Jalen Landau, the ninth hitter in this inning.
I was going to say, my scorebook is a mess.
It is a mess.
But I call it a good mess.
Yeah, right.
It's like a Picasso painting.
Good pitch there by Griswold. And you know what? Again, I'm going to give a shout out also to Oconomowoc, the coaching staff, and these ladies have been battling. Their pitchers have been doing a good job to just get some experience pitching. And they haven't been pulled. There's been a couple of meetings, just as you would expect, to have conversations about calming down. But there's not been any pressure on the ladies to be pulled in this game. Here's the pitch outside to Jalen Landau.
And I give credit to both teams. It doesn't matter what the score is. They're just coaching.
Yeah. Hit hard on the ground. Stepped in front of the shortstop. Good throw across the diamond again for Oconomowoc shortstop. 6-3 for the putout. I think that's Ella Tower over there, and if it's not, I apologize for that. So 4 runs on 4 hits.
2 left and 1 error.
2 left on and 1 error.
Your score, Waupun 20, Oconomowoc 10.
20-10 for the post 210 women stepping up here for this Legion opening doubleheader, creating some history here as the Wisconsin Legion softball season starts to get underway. We'll be back here at Jerry Miedema Field. You're listening to Jeff Sauer and Jeff Taves. Welcome back to Jerry Miedema Field. Bottom of the 6th. Aubrey Farley on the mound. Again, some experience opportunities to be gained here by the post 210 women. Out here playing. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground over to the third baseman. Picks it up cleanly. Fires across the diamond. It's number 14, Hannah Beatty, over to
Burrow grounds out for
Lexi Garrettson gets the first
out.
out.
Number 15, the catcher, Carly Moldenhauer.
Good strong arm over there by Beatty. She just got to work on her fielding experience from it, and that's why they're doing this here, is to get more opportunities and get some more experience. One down here for post 210. Defense on the outside edge in there for a strike to Moldenhauer. Has done a really nice job at catcher for Oconomowoc. The 5-0s. Change-up hit right over to it was going to be way inside, and I couldn't flip the button quick enough. Surprised that she hit it. And the second out now over to Beatty.
We're up now on deck.
And final out here for Oconomowoc. Jordan Gens up to bat.
You're talking about Hannah working on her fielding. Well, she got
two balls hit to her, right?
Back to back. So
yeah,
that's all right, you know. And what I appreciate about Hannah is, like, after having one of those innings where, you know, a little rough on her, she comes back and
bounces back.
Short memory, bounces back, and that's what
hit over to the right side, trying to give chase and almost getting there.
Ooh, look at this.
Going to turn it into a double.
Nice.
Oh, there's the mistake we just talked about. Don't throw it around. She was in there, and now she's in at third. So a good hustle play there by Gens.
Double to right,
gets on the double and moves over on the throw. And that's going to put her at third base. So a good hustle play there by Gens. She was flying around the bases. Jeff was pointing it out. I thought our right fielder, I can't see who that is out there, Jeff. I'm not sure if that is.
Now batting number.
Who is out in right
21.
field for us? Here comes the pitch in by Aubrey Farley. Little bit low to number 21, Bella Damro. Coming in and getting a chance to hit.
Yep.
Coming in for Rupno. Yep.
Which, actually, I'm not complaining about. Rupno's had a good game.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, you got to get some experience again.
Right.
1-1 to.
But I believe Damro, she got some plate appearances.
Yeah, she did at the last game. Yep. But this is a good thing here for the coaches again to put somebody in a situation.
Well, heck, I think Damro, she caught the
Popped
first game.
up.
Oh, this is going to be a challenge.
Getting over there. What a range there by the second baseman. That's going to be number 29, Caroline Kluge, getting over there for the final out.
For the final out of inning number 6.
And that's going to do it here from Jerry Needham Field. Stick around here. We're going to get these ladies to share about their experience with us, so please make sure that you stick around.
10 runs on 10 hits, 6 errors.
10 runs, 10 hits.
For Waupun, 20 runs on 13 hits, 5 errors, and 4 left.
13 hits. Good job for Waupun. So stick around here. Jeff is going to run down there and get some interviews for us quick.
Thank you for coming on out and supporting history as the first women's Legion softball game has completed.
Yeah, so we're back here.
So Legion fans,
stick around here. We're going to catch some interviews quickly, hopefully. Coach is going to have to come up with a different situation here, so we'll see what happens here. And again, thank you to the Armgas for officiating. And stick around here as we're going to get some interviews here and get some pictures, I'm assuming. We'll be back shortly here as Jeff is going to head down there, getting pictures of the two teams out in front of us here. So we'll make sure that we can join in on zooming in on this. Again, this is some very, very important information. And again, and thanks, Bill, for sharing us a little bit about Waupun's Legion team starting back in 57, 58. With your dad, Carl. And going to get this picture taken in the background. And while they're doing that, I'm going to continue to tear some stuff down. So you already heard from Jeff talking about the some of the line for the team. Again, I'll just give you what I have again that I picked up from him 10 runs for Oconomowoc on 10 hits, 6 errors, and 4 left on. And for Waupun, 20 runs on 13 hits, 4 errors, and 6 left on. So, again, congratulations. And pictures are being taken out there right now. So thank you for joining us and sticking around as we get a couple of these interviews out there. Hopefully we'll get a hold of Coach Stanky as well. And I'm glad that he was able to get the Game Changer to work because I use that all the time for baseball. So we'll see how things turn out here. Again, history being made here in Waupun, the first ever.
You got me, Jeff?
I got you out
All
there.
right, I don't know if you got me on camera here. They're taking pictures.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, I'll hold it here too, so I don't just. But hey, I'm going to hear with Coach Stanky. Here's a chance, a little bit of history and everything. Your view on the whole evening.
That's an American Legion softball. Wisconsin American Legion for supporting us in what we're trying to do here this summer and in the future and program up. So I believe we got 30 teams registered in the state, so we're excited about that and excited to offer pretty much the same thing as a high school season does and just carry those high school seasons a little longer into the summer.
Well, any other recollections and stuff about like both games, what you had a chance to see? Like you said, you didn't even have a chance to practice with these girls. What did you come away with as far as this group of girls tonight?
Very talented group of girls, a lot of good arms that can throw for us. They can hit, obviously, as we've seen here tonight. So there's a lot of interest here in softball. There's 7 up right now and 17 on the roster, and there's not a senior on the roster, so this same team could be intact next year too. So it's kind of exciting. So,
Steve Winterhack and Jeff Sauer and I always talk about the future. I'm going to let you go so you can get in on the picture.
So I'm going to try something here that's still struggling with. Getting Jeff's reception out there with my mic, so trying to see if I can get that in there this time and make sure I don't lose anything.
Here. Sure. That way, you want to go first? You don't want to go first? Are we going to be like Ava during the springtime and blah, blah, blah? All right. Well, hey, we're with some 3 lovely ladies who did real well in game 2. Lexi, 3 for 5, 3 runs and a couple ribbies. What's your whole thought process of tonight and the whole inaugural feeling and so forth?
Yeah, it was super cool. Never experienced that before. My brother play Legion, so it's really nice having softball now, and I felt like we had really good team energy and chemistry, so that was nice.
Any thoughts as far as the both games and Oconomowoc and so forth?
Yeah, they're definitely a good team. They hit the ball really well, so when we play them again, it'll be a tough one. So.
All right. Thanks, Lexi. 3 for 5. And then we come up with Jalen Landell here, who was 2 for 5 and scored. How did it feel to get in there and get some reps?
It felt really good, actually. The triple felt really good, and I haven't hit very well in a while, so it felt good to finally hit again.
All right, and then Coach Stanky brought up that he felt, he hasn't been around you ladies at all, and he felt the team chemistry was really, really, really good. So what are your thoughts?
I think so, too. We all get along well, and I guess we've played softball, because our ages are pretty close, so we've all played softball together for a while, so I think that helps.
All right, thanks, Jalen. All right, and then last but not least, someone that's been in history, your grandpa, that your great-grandpa, Carl, started the Legion baseball in '57. That's a long time ago. And I also have you on here, but it also was cool to see you rip that double to left center. Anything that you did different from other at-bats or anything, or you just finally just said, heck with it, or what was the whole thought process before that double?
I think I just really tried to go up there and relax. Like, my coaches and my parents just tell me to go up there and relax. I'm always really tense, but we were having a lot of fun in the dugout, and I was smiling and laughing. So I think I was just really loose and felt really good to finally get a rip because I've been in a slump for quite a few games.
It's good to see you have that rip. That was Olivia I saw that hit the runs earlier this season and so forth. And like you said, relax and just have fun and so forth. What are you looking forward to this summer? With a lot of time in the past, a lot of the girls are on different club teams and stuff throughout the summer. Do you think this is going to help the camaraderie of the group of girls?
I think so. I think we have like 16 people rostered, and we're all different ages, and we all love playing together. Like, there's not a single one of us that dislike each other. Like, we're all great friends, so it's a lot of fun in the dugout.
And anything that you got for like Coach Stanky to prepare for this summer, as far as now coming on the other side of Lincoln Street and coaching softball?
Oh boy, this group of girls, we've got a lot of energy, so just gotta be ready for some of the fun comments and things that we do in the dugout and at practice. Well, I guess we don't have practice, but.
Well, thank you, Olivia, for everything, and good luck the rest of the season. All right, Jeff. Final score 2010 in Game 2. A sweep to start things off with the inaugural Legion season here in Wisconsin, starting here at Jerry Miedema Fields here in Waupun. Everybody, let's have a little fun this summer.
So thanks again, Jeff, for going down there and getting us those interviews. Great job there by the ladies. And Coach Stanky, sorry that I missed part of his interview. Again, I'll keep working on my on-field microphone. I don't know what's going on there. I didn't have any issues during hockey season or football season, and some of the plug stuff might be getting a little wore out, so I'll continue to work on that. But again, history made here once again in Waupun, as Waupun Post 210 sweeps the doubleheader over Post 91 from Oconomowoc. Thanks again for following along and watching this broadcast and being a part of history with us. So thanks again for putting that stuff out in the chat. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. I'm not sure when I'll be on the next time, but I will try and get information posted out there as soon as possible. So if you just go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ask that to notify you whenever something takes place, that might be a way that you can be able to follow along. So appreciate everybody. And again, history made here as Wisconsin Legion softball first games ever here in the state of Wisconsin take place at Jerry Miedema Field here in Waupun. This has been Jeff Sauer for Jeff's live stream. Thanks again to Jeff Taves for helping out. Hope that you guys have a great rest of your evening. So take care and God bless. And I can't wait to